is it 8 verses she composed for Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Maharaj? That's very important. I'll read that at the next program. Okay, I'm just going to read this for now. Srila Satchit Ananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay, first. Bande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastraga Samrajam Radharasa Sudanidhim. I bow to Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod, Mahaprabhu's divine love personified. He is the king of all knowers of the purpose of the scriptures, and he is the ocean of Sri Radha's devotion. Okay. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Srila Satchit Ananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the 19th century pioneer of Krishna consciousness, was born in 1838 in Bengal. He worked tirelessly. That's going to be 200 years in a short time. He worked tirelessly to preserve the spiritual tradition and literature of India. He composed and edited and published more than 100 books in Sanskrit, Bengali, and English. Pioneer of pure devotion, it was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur who foretold that people would, all over the world, join under the banner of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Harinam Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna. Jai Sri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Okay. By his profuse writing, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur infused the current which was to be the renaissance of devotional civilization, which had become overgrown with spurious interpretations and misrepresentations. He advocated exclusive surrender, Sharanagati, to the service of the Supreme Lord's pure devotees as the life of devotion. And to this end, he composed a great stream of books, prayers, poems, and commentaries in Sanskrit, Bengali, Hindi, English, and other languages, which are now revered by the genuine devotees as scripture. His style of presentation was chiefly analytic, simple, and appealing. He taught that the apparently sophisticated philosophies and doctrines which deviate one to materialism, salvation, voidism, etc., karma, jnana, sunyavada, etc., he must be abandoned by the true aspirants of devotion, yet he acknowledged that from the universal standpoint, such chanting, such charming distractions serve to segregate the insincere from the sincere. So he saw those as deviations, but he also saw that it was clearly a positive thing. So, you know, the Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva vision of the world is there in what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving. It's bad in the sense that they're deviant, but it's good in the sense that they're being segregated and not coming to Krishna consciousness movements to make disturbance. Thus he foresaw that inevitably the intelligence of the world, intelligentsia of the world, must come to appreciate the all-attractive path of divine love given by Sri Chaitanya. Thakur inaugurated the worship of Lord Chaitanya at the holy site known as Sri Yogapith, an advent location of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the holy dham of Mayapur. So that's what they give for the introduction. Then I'll read a prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur that called Sharagrahi Vaishnava, composed in 1874. And the opening is the Jiva soul. Alas, for those who spend their days in festive mirth and joy, the dazzling, deadly liquid forms their hearts forever employ. Dazzling liquid forms. The shining, well, like earth and water, but primarily water, that's our body, right? The shining bottles charm their eyes and draw their heart's embrace. The slaves of wine can never rise from what we call disgrace. Was man intended to be a brute in work and heart? Should man, the Lord of all around, from common sense depart? Man's glory is in common sense, dictating us the grace that man is made to live and love the beauteous heavens embrace. The flesh is not our own, alas, the mortal frame a chain. The soul the soul confined for former wrongs should try to rise again. Why then this childish play in that which cannot be our own? In that which cannot be our own. Okay, I'll read it again. Why then this childish play in that which cannot be our own, which falls within 100 years as if a rose ablown? So yeah, those things that cannot be ours, look at history. It's everybody's left everything behind. So why they are continuing to do it, Bhaktivinoda is saying that, alas. Our life is but a rosy hue to go ere long for naught. The soul alone would last forever with good or evil fraught. How deep the thought of times to be, how grave the aspect looks, and wrapped in awe become, we, when reading nature's books. Man's life to him a problem dark, a screen both left and right. No soul has come to tell us what exists beyond our sight. But then a voice, how deep and soft, within ourselves is left. Man, man, thou art immortal soul. Thee death can never melt. For thee thy sire on high has kept a store of bliss above. To end of time thou art his, who wants but purest love. O love, the power and spell benign, now melt my soul to God. How can my earthly words describe that feeling soft and broad? Enjoyment, sorrow, what but lots, to which the flesh is heir. The soul that sleeps alone concludes, in them it has a share. So the soul sleeping, but in the dream concludes that what's around him is, naturally his. And then, my friends, no more enjoy, nor weep for all below, the women, wine, and flesh of beasts, no love on thee bestow. But thine to love thy brother man, and give thyself to God, and God doth know your wages fair. This fact is true and broad. Wages fair. He knows what is resulting from your actions. Forget the past that sleeps, and ne'er the future dream at all, but act in time that we are with thee, and progress thee shall call. But tell me not, in reasoning cold, the soul is made alone by earth's mechanic, lifeless rules, and to destruction prone. So don't give me this stuff that is all made out of matter and is just going to be destroyed. It's all dust to dust, and there's nothing there. My God, who gave us life and all, alone the soul can kill, or give it all the joys above, his promise to fulfill. So what does it mean? The soul can kill means the soul puts itself in a situation in which he has to die. It's like killing himself over and over and over again. That's us. So push thy onward march, O soul, against an evil deed that stands with soldiers' hate and lust. A hero be indeed. Maintain thy post in spirit world as firmly as you can. Let never matter push thee down. O stand, heroic man. O Sharagri Shahargrahi Vaishnava soul, thou art angel fair. Lead me to Vrindavan, and Spirit's power declare. There rest my soul, from matter free, upon my lover's arms. Eternal peace and Spirit's love are all my chanting charms. Shri Bhakti Thakur Ki Jai. Just perfect combination of the explaining the nature of the Jiva soul and the prospect, the potential of freedom that's there in all of us. And he's saying, if you have it, hang on to it. So we're reading Shri Prabhupada Jivanamritam. We're just coming to chapter 8. Is that right? No, we were on chapter 9. So somehow or other my book got mixed up. Okay, let me just look for a minute. We'll try to come close to where we left off. Let's see. Did you guys read Prabhupada Jivanamrita yesterday?
I wasn't here yesterday.
Oh, okay. Anybody there? Yeah. Did you read Prabhupada Jivanamrita yesterday?
I didn't. Well, just to read from where you left off, Maharaj.
No, we're watching the TV.
Okay. Okay.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll just estimate and begin because it's all wonderful. Okay. So Shri Prabhupada Jivanamritam Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Okay. Life Nectar of the Surrendered Souls, Chapter 9. Words of nectar from the Supreme Lord. Bhagavad Vachanamritam. Vacha, words, Amritam, nectar. Bhagavad, from Bhagavan. Okay. 13. Guru Maharaj's introduction and summary. A person who has realized his constitutional spiritual nature engages in transcendental devotional service unto the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. Therefore, such devotion is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Labdha chit swarupasyaiva Shri Krishna parabhakti ata sa nirguna eva. So, nirguna, free from the modes. Parabhakti, transcendental devotional service. Shri Krishna parabhakti. Labdha chit swarupa syaiva, one who understands his chit swarup, his natural spiritual nature. Okay. Then, okay, yeah, Tathaiva, it's Bhagavad Gita again. By knowledge of the non-differentiated absolute truth, one can achieve self-satisfaction, freedom from lamentation and hankering, and perceive the equality in all beings. And above this, he engages in transcendental devotional service unto me. I think we did this. Brahma bhuta prasanatma na shojati na kangshati samat sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param. So it's an important Gita verse. I don't remember exactly where it is. But Brahma bhuta prasanatma, through knowledge of the absolute truth, na shojati na kangshati, one becomes transcendental to lamentation and hankering. Sarveshu bhuteshu, sees all the bhuteshu, the living beings, as samaha, together as united, as equal. Sarveshu. Mad bhaktim labhate param. And mad bhaktim labhate param. So in the param, in the supreme, there are those who engage in bhakti. Okay, we'll move on, hopefully. Okay, number 14, Guru Maharaj's introduction and summary. Sri Krishna, the embodiment of the entire compass of divine mellows, is the absolute source of the undifferentiated Brahman that the liberationists desire to merge as a fourth state of the soul. Yeah, I think we did this anyway. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Oh no, that's the Gita verse. Okay. Akila rasamrita murti Sri Krishna eva jnani gana mriga turya brahmano mulasrayaha. Okay. Akila rasamrita murti, the entire essence of divine mellows is Sri Krishna. Jnani gana mriga turya brahmano, the source of undifferentiated Brahman that liberationists, and then sahasya kantikasya cha. No, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong sloka again. Brahmano mulasrayaha. They desire to merge and lose their identity. Then the Bhagavad Gita says, Brahmano hi pratishtaham. That's really important. I am the basis, pratishtaham. I am the basis of Brahman. Amritasya vyasyasya cha. Shasvatasya cha dharmasya sukasyai kantikasya cha. Transcendental to the modes of nature as the axiomatic truth, replete with divine variegatedness of holy name, form, nature, associates, and pastimes, I alone am the mainstay and fountainhead of Brahman, the ultimate destination of the liberationists. That's Guru Maharaj's. And then the Gita shloka, did we read that? Yeah. Immortality, immutability, eternality, the eternal sustenance of divine love, and the ultimate ecstasy of divine mellows of Vrindavan, Brajarasa, all these are supported by me, the transcendental, variegated, axiomatic reality. This is Guru Maharaj is giving his purport in his translation, which he often does. Brahmano hi pratishtaham, he summarizes Brahmano as immortality, immutability, eternality, the eternal substance of divine love, and the ultimate ecstasy of divine mellows of Vrindavan. So he goes all the way through it, and that's Brahmano. It's not just the spirit. It's not just the the Brahmajyoti. Whereas literally it says, I am the foundation of Brahman. And then Guru Maharaj says, all these are supported by me. The transcendental, variegated, axiomatic reality. Sasvatasya cha dharmasya. Okay. So one more. Guru Maharaj's summary, encompassing the aggregate individuality and collectivity, the absolute autocracy over both the material and spiritual planes is held by Sri Krishna alone, the supreme male dominating principle as corroborated in the Upanishads, and he is the objective sought after by the yogis. And again, Bhagavad Gita. Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivishto mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha, Vedaischa sarvair ahang eva vedyo, Vedanta krid vedavid eva chaham. So Guru Maharaj has given a very long translation, which includes his bringing out the essence of the verse. I am situated as the Supreme Lord within the hearts of all souls. As that sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto. I'm there in sarvasya, all of them. As a result of a soul's worldly deeds, his remembrance, knowledge, and thus I am not Brahman, the absolute spirit that pervades the universe, but above that, I am the super soul present in the hearts of the living beings who dispenses the results of their attempts. And even above my worshipable aspects of Brahman and Paramatma, I am the Guru of all souls, the supreme dispenser of their good fortune. I am Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead, to be known by the Vedas. I am the creator and perfect knower of all the axiomatic conclusions of the Vedas. Vedaischa sarvair aham eva vedyo. So I know all the Vedas fully, and I am the source of, I made Vedanta. Vedanta krid vedavid, and I know the Vedas. Eva chaham aham, it's me, it's I. Okay, we should do 16. Guru Maharaj's summary, introduction. The desired goal is the supreme divine lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, who is the ordainer of ultimate emancipation for the liberationists, jnanis, the supreme lord of the meditationists, yogis, and the rewarder of the elevationists, karmis. So the karmis are working, some of them are working for elevation to the higher planets, so they live very pious lives and are very careful to do good things. And of course they worship the demigods. Okay, again, Bhagavad Gita. Thus, one should search out the supreme goal of no return, the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. I surrender unto him, the original person from whom the perpetual material world has extended. And that's Tat Padam Tat Parimar Gitavyam Yasyam Gatana Nivartanti Bhuya Tam Eva Chadyam Purusham Prapadye Yata Pravriti Prasna Purani. Okay. Should search out that supreme goal. That supreme goal of no return. Let's see. Paramagatavyam. Paramgati, the supreme goal. Tatat Padma, the lotus feet of Vishnu. Okay. Cool. So this is indicating, clearly that the whole purpose of existence is to seek out the Supreme Lord and to understand one's position in relation to Him, and begin the surrendering process, and be determined and stick out the time that it takes to fully surrender, to break down the false ego. This Bhagavad Gita verse is saying like that. I'm Vishnu. Surrender to me and you'll be free. So this is, Guru Maharaj is just bringing out in words of nectar from the Supreme Lord that ultimately there is a transcendental realm where the Supreme Person as an individual engages in loving affairs with his devotees. And he's also indicating about the supremacy of Vishnu in Vaikuntha, and also he includes within that transcendental definition, Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, the impersonal Brahman, which are naturally the rays, the powerful spiritual rays emanating like rays of the sun from the central spiritual source. Okay. Shri Prabhupada Jivanamritam Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Okay. Gee. I got it. Okay. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Ras Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Okay. Okay, so Vrindavan Thakur is talking about the life of Vrindavan Thakur, born in the womb of Narayani, who was a great devotee who was blessed by Sri Chaitanya, involved in the pastimes of Sri Krishna as Kilimbika, who was the same Kilimbika, well, a younger sister of Ambika, who was the nurse of Lord Krishna. Okay. Oh, this is cool, yeah. They're indicating maternal ancestry. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur notes in this connection, there's no reference to paternal ancestry because there's no need to understand it. So it's an interesting point that the structure of, kind of transcendental understanding coming down through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that the passage of generations is pursued and followed based on the female the females involved. Okay, so we've read that. Okay, so we are on okay. I believe text 46. So the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are unlimited and unfathomable. Therefore, in describing all these pastimes, the book became voluminous. It became gigantic. Because there's unlimited pastimes of Mahaprabhu. It's difficult to understand, but he manifests pastimes that were visible, but yet they were differently visible to different persons. So simultaneously there was who knows how many pastimes going on in like one apparent action. So voluminous and unfathomable. You can't understand it. Ananta, unlimited. Apara, unfathomable. And the book became Vistara, expansive. The Grantha, the book. Grantha Raja, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Grantha Raja, the king of all books. Okay, 47. He saw them to be so extensive that he later felt that someone had not been properly described. Oh, yeah, I forgot the Sanskrit, or the Bengali of the last one. The last one was, Chaitanya Chandera Lila Ananta Apara Varnite Grantha Hoila Vistara. Okay. Then, the next, 47, Vistara Dekya Kichu Shankocha Hoila Mana Sutra Drita Kona Lila Na Koila Varana. Varana description. So he's thinking it was so extensive, but yet he had not properly described some things. Okay, 48. He ecstatically described the pastimes of Lord Nityananda, but the later pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained untold. Nityananda Lila Varnane Hoila Avesha Chaitanyera Shesha Lila Rahila Avashesha. Okay. The Shesha Lila, the Shesha end and pastimes Lila, the final portion of his life, Rahila Avashesha, remained, the word says supplement, but it would remain, meaning a supplement that was there that wasn't completed. So Prabhupada translated as remain untold. This, the final Leela of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, 49. The devotees of Vrindavan were all very anxious to hear these pastimes. Se Saba Lilara Shunite Vivarna Vrindavana Basi Bhakatera Utkantita Mana. Utkantita. They were in anxiety in their mind. Mana. Utkantita Tita Mana. They were anxious in their minds, these bhaktas who lived in Vrindavan, Vrindavana Basi, to hear Shunite, the Vivarna description of the Shesha Lila. Say Sabha Lilar, of all the pastimes. So Sabha Lila, they're not only the Shesha, but other pastimes that were there in Mahaprabhu's life, but which were not included even in the gigantic book that Vrindavan Das had done. So it looks like Kaviraj Goswami is kind of summarizing the foundational reason that led him to begin working on Chaitanya Charitamrita and ultimately completing it in spite of his old age. And from what I understand, he was pretty much incapacitated. He couldn't get around very easily. But he did all this. Okay, so text 50. In Vrindavan, in a great place of pilgrimage underneath the desire trees, is a golden throne bedecked with jewels. Vrindavane kalpadrume suvarna sadhana mahayogi pita tahan Ratra Singhasana. Ratna Singhasana. So Ratna, bedecked with jewels, a Singhasana, a throne. There is a Yogapit, the pious temple, in Vrindavan, Kalpa Drume, under the desire trees, and a Suvarna Sadhana, a golden throne, within a pious temple bedecked with jewels. Let's see what he's talking about. Tate Vasi Ache Sada Brajendra Nandana Sri Govinda Deva Nama Sakshat Madana. On that throne sits the son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Govinda Dev, the transcendental Cupid. Madana, the transcendental Cupid. Sri Govinda Deva Nama, whose name is Sri Govinda, who is the Brajendra Nandana, the son of Maharaj Nanda. He is Tate Vasi Ache Sada. He's always Vasi, like we say, Basun, sit down, my friend. So Vasi, sitting. So he's always sitting on that, Sada, always, he's sitting on that throne. Sri Govinda. Okay, 52. Varieties of majestic service are rendered to Govinda there. His garments, ornaments, and paraphernalia are all transcendental. Raja Seva Hoya Taha Vichitra Prakara Divya Samagri Divya Vastra Alankara. Alankara, ornaments. So alankar is a type of Sanskrit, very ornamental Sanskrit. Okay, so here is ornaments referring to different things that are a part of his clothing, his garments and so on. His vastra, garments, but it's divya vastra, divine, spiritual. Yeah, divya, spiritual. Divya samagri, divya, spiritual ingredients. Vichitra, varieties. Raja seva, so the majestic service, the service fit for a king. So everything's transcendental, divya. Divya vastra alankara. His garments, ornaments, and paraphernalia are all transcendental. 53. Sahasra sevaka seva kori anukshana. Sahasra vadane seva na yaya varana. In that temple of Govindaji, thousands of servitors always render service to the Lord in devotion. Even with thousands of mouths, no one could describe this. This is Kaviraj Goswami speaking about the temple of Radha Govinda, the temple of Rupa Goswami in Vrindavan. And apparently at this time, when he's completing this, the temple is still there. But later, the temple was raided by the Muslim king, and most of it was destroyed, but the deity escaped, and today is in Jaipur. Okay, so...
Is it Govinda? Is it Radha Govinda?
Yeah.
Your temple.
Yeah, Govindaji, they call him Sri Govinda, yes. And Govindaji. Okay, text 54. In that temple, the chief servitor was Sri Haridas Pandit. His qualities and fame are known all over the world. Sevara Adyaksha Sri Pandita Haridasa. Tara Yasaguna Sarva Jagate Prakasha. Prakash, he's known. I mean, that his light is Sarva Jagate, all over the world. And the Yasha Guna, the quality of his fame, this Sri Haridas Pandit, is the Adyaksha, Sevara Adyaksha, the commander of service. So, translated as the chief servitor in the temple was Sri Haridas Pandit, who was known all over the world. Prabhupada says Haridas Pandit was a disciple of Sri Ananta Acharya, who was a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. So it was several generations after the time of Mahaprabhu, it looks like. Okay, so next 55. He was gentle, tolerant, peaceful, magnanimous, grave, sweet in his words, and very sober in his endeavors. And all these things are like products of devotion. They're not things that are, that he's artificially cultivated, but they're just there because he's a great devotee. So, Shushila Sahisnu Shanta Vadanya Gambhira Madhura Vachana Madhura Chesta Mahadira. Mahadira, like high, completely dhira, sober, concentrating on the directions of Shastra, the direction of Guru, and the example of sadhus. Okay. So, yeah, Shanti was peaceful, Vadanya magnanimous, Sahishnu tolerant, Shushila well-behaved, and Gambhira grave. Vachana words, Madhura very sweet. Madhura Chesta, sweet endeavors, activities. Okay. Then 56, he was respectful to everyone and worked for the benefit of all. Diplomacy, envy, and jealousy were unknown to his heart. Describing a Vaishnava, a genuine, a realized, practical, acting Vaishnava. Sabara samana karta korena sabara hita koitila matsara hingsa najani tara chitta. Okay. So Sabara, all these, everyone, he was samana karta, he was respectful to everyone. And he worked for everyone's benefit. Sabara hita. But this Kautilya, Matsarya, and Hingsa, diplomacy, jealousy, and envy, Najane Tara Chitta. It wasn't there in his heart. So, Haridas Pandit, a great leader of all the devotees serving at Radha Govinda. So the 50 qualities of Lord Krishna were all present in his body. Whoa. Krishnara ye sadhana sudguna panchasha, 50. Say sabagunera tara sharira nivasa. Nivas, always there, in the sharira, in his body. And the panchasa gunera, qualities. All those 50 qualities, sabha, satguna, sadharana, the general, all those qualities contained in Krishna were there in his body. What is this? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the transcendental qualities of Sri Krishna are mentioned. Among these 50 are primary, ahang neta suram yangaha, and in minute quantity they were all present in the body of Sri Haridas Pandit. Since every living entity is a part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all 50 of these good qualities of Sri Krishna are originally minutely present in every living being. Due to his contact with material nature, these qualities are not visible in the conditioned soul, but when one becomes a purified devotee, they automatically appear. This is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 18th chapter, as mentioned in the text below. Okay, we come to a Sanskrit text from the Bhagavatam given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, 5th canto, 18th chapter. In one who has unflinching devotional faith in Krishna, all the good qualities of Krishna and the demigods are consistently manifested. However, one who has no devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no good qualifications because he is engaged by mental concoction in material existence, which is the external feature of the Lord. Okay. Yasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvai gunais tatra samaste suraha harav abhaktasya kuto mahad guna namo ratenas asati davato bahi, external. Okay, the external feature of the Lord, the asati. And the asati is all mana ratena, a concoction of the mind. And abhaktasya, one who is not a devotee, has no good qualification. Mahat guna, high qualities are not there. Bhakti Bhagavati, Yasya Asti Bhakti Bhagavati, those devotees who have firm faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, akinchana, without motive, sarva gunai, have all the qualities that are there, they become samaste, manifested. And it includes the qualities of the demigods, suraha, along with all the demigods. These qualities are manifest. So text 59. Ananta Acharya was a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. His body was always absorbed in love of Godhead. He was magnanimous and advanced in all respects. Pandita Gosanira Shishya Ananda Acharya. Krishna Prema Maya Tanu Udara Sarva Arya. Sarva Arya. He was advanced in Sarva, all things. He was Udara, magnanimous. And Krishna Prema Maya, always overwhelmed by love of God. This great soul, Ananta Acharya, who was Pandita Gosanira Shishya, a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. Text 60. Ananta Acharya was a reservoir of all good qualities. No one can estimate how great he was. Pandit Haridas was his beloved disciple. Tahara Ananta Guna Ke Karu Prakasha. Tara Priya Shishya Iha Pandita Haridasa. So he was the Priya Shishya, the dear disciple of that Pandit Haridas. And he had Ananta Guna, unlimited good qualities, Karu Prakash, on display. Prabhupada translated, he was a reservoir of all good qualities. In Gauraganadesha Deepika, it is said, Anantacharya Goswami, ye Sudevi Pura Braje. Anantacharya Goswami was formerly Sudevi Gopi in Vrindavan. In Jagannath Puri or Pushottama Ketra, there's a monastery known as Ganga Mata Mutt that was established by Ananta Acharya. In the disciplic succession of the Ganga Mata Mutt, he is known as Vinod Manjari. One of his disciples was Haridas Pandit Goswami, who is also known as Sri Raghu Gopal and as Sri Rasa Manjari. His disciple Lakshmi Priya was the maternal aunt of Ganga Mata, a princess who was the daughter of the king of Putia. Ganga Mata brought a deity of the name Sri Rasikaraya bought it from Krishna Misra of Jaipur and installed him in the house of Sarvabhauma in Jagannath Puri. The disciple in the 5th generation after Sri Ananta Acharya was Sri Vanamali. In the 6th generation, Sri Bhagwan Das, who was a Bengali. In the 7th generation, Madhusudana Das, who was in Oriya. In the 8th generation, Nilambara Das. In the 9th, Sri Narottam Das. In the 10th, Pitambara Das. The 11th, Sri Madhava Das. The disciple in the 12th generation is presently in charge of the Ganga Mata monastery. So a whole branch contained within this particular mart. And it does it say where it is? Jagannath Puri, okay. Okay. So text 61. Pandit Haridas had great faith in Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Therefore he took great satisfaction in knowing about their pastimes. Chaitanya Nityanande Tara Parama Vishvasa. Chaitanya Charite Tara Parama Ulasa. Ulasa, Parama Ulasa, great satisfaction. Like Parama, not only great, but, really the highest in Chaitanya Charita, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And based on his Tara Parama Vishvasa, his very Parama Vishvasa, his great faith, not only great, but like the highest. In who? Nityananda Chaitanya. Chaitanya Nityananda. So he had, extreme faith in Chaitanya and Nityananda and found great happiness and satisfaction, unbelievably high satisfaction in hearing those pastimes. This is Haridas Pandit, the head of Radha Govinda temple, which said there were thousands of servitors. So just imagine, the place is quite massive, so you can imagine being packed with all kinds of servitors doing different duties, from cleaning to cooking to pujari work, to, I'm sure there was people who were also distributing the information of Rupa Goswami. Text 62. He always accepted the good qualities of Vaishnavas and never found fault in them. He engaged his heart and soul only to satisfy the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavera gunagrahi na dekaya dosha kaya manuvake kodi Vaishnava santosha. So santosha, Vaishnava santosha, pacify, satisfy, make the devotees feel, peaceful, comfortable. And how? Kaya mana vakye, with heart and soul. He didn't see nadekya, right? Nadekya, any dosha, any fault in the Vaishnava gunagrahi, in the Vaishnavas who had gunagrahi, good qualities. There was a devotee that I worked with at the BVT. His name was Gunagrahi. Prabhupada gave so many different names, just pulled out of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Text 63. He always heard the reading of Sri Chaitanya Mangala. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Therefore, it is said, Sajjana gunam ichanti dosham ichanti paramaha. Everyone has a combination of faults and glories, but a Vaishnava, a sober man, accepts only a man's glories and not his faults. For flies seek sores where honeybees seek honey. Haridas Pandit never found fault in a Vaishnava, but considered only his good qualities. This is because the Vaishnava sees in a spiritual sense. So he sees the reality of the spark of real dedication that the awakening soul manifests. He's seeing on the transcendental level, so that's what he sees. He has to kind of adjust his vision if he has to look for problems. And sometimes the gurus have to do that. They kind of adjust their vision so they can see in a relative way. But generally the nature of a Vaishnava is that he's, uninterested in the faults because they're just part of the dream world. And, we don't need to focus on the dream world. We need to focus on the real world. That's our fortune, and that should be our business. And by doing that and practicing that, and we'll grow in realization, and eventually it'll become just a natural thing, based on a realization, based on our that's also a type of sadhana. Sadhana means practice, but it doesn't just mean in the morning. It means all day we practice remembering Krishna and remembering how our gurus want us to act and want us to interact with our environment. Seeing the environment, Krishna is always with us, seeing the environment is friendly, and looking at that environment in terms of how the blessing that we've been given can be given onward. I just read that Guru Maharaj was talking in a kind of very radical way, as he usually does, that preaching is essential because the guru has given the order. If the guru doesn't order preaching, we don't do it. Though elsewhere, he talks about how, the desire to give, the information of what has helped to begin to cure us is a natural instinct. You want to give something that is going to be helpful because you see that people are diseased. And to the greater extent that you see the disease, the more you feel compassion and want to give and are able to give in a deeper way where, based on the transmission that's coming from the heart, people will have, will gradually be more effective. So we saw the great effectiveness of the Vaishnavas, and we see also how the disciples of our godbrother acharyas are, totally in reception of that mercy and are receiving it completely on the transcendental plane. So those Vaishnavas who previously were our godbrothers and friends, and they're also, absolute acharyas, for their disciples. And we read in Sri Guru's grace that there is an exchange between, godbrothers and acharyas. Prabhupada was talking about ISKCON at that time, no doubt. But we have that exchange. There's a relative level where we talk, frankly, about our own progress, how things are going in the mission, and so many things can be discussed. And through that discussion, both amongst the acharyas and amongst other godbrothers, the application of the Krishna consciousness movement will become deeper and deeper and deeper, and more connected and together. My feeling is everybody has the capacity to be an acharya, and if there's some necessity for that seen by one of the acharyas, then there can be more acharyas, but that each particular acharya should cooperate and adjust his particular vision to some extent to bring about increased unity. That's just my sense. I think if we increase our unity, everybody's feeling together and progressive, which is, I think, developing. I think the energy itself will be enough to touch the deity in Chaitanya Saraswati Math, and the deity will run the occupiers out. That's my feeling. That's my hope. Okay, we'll do one more. Vaishnavara Gunagrahi. He always saw the good qualities in the Vaishnava. Nadeke dosh, he never saw the faults. And he engaged his heart and soul to satisfy the Vaishnavas, to serve the Vaishnavas. So many of my godbrothers and godsisters are so sweet, and they come and say, "How can I serve you? Can I do anything?" And sometimes I say, "Well, yeah, you can do this," and they're happily engaged like that. And I'm thinking I have to go to the devotees and say, "How can I serve you? How can I help you? How can we talk?" And through that talking, I also will be helped. It's just it's a natural, exchange on the level of heart that has to be developed amongst the devotees. If we're just following rules and regulations and maintaining external things is not sufficient. We have to have inner heart, which we do, no doubt. But it always can be, we can be reminded about it and, work on it more. To develop our attachment to the Vaishnavas. That's our hope. The bound group of sticks together, you can't break them. But when it drifts off, that one can be broken easily. So we have to more and more bond. And that bonding, begins right in the individual temples. And then from that spirit of bonding in the individual temples, that will naturally expand out to reach all the temples, and will become more and more deeply connected. I mean, there's already, when we see the devotees in India, everybody's just everybody's friend. And it really is like that. Everybody's a friend. Everybody's there to be with and exchange with the devotees in a loving way. It's really happening. But it can happen more deeply if we meditate on the reality and the necessity of establishing that kind of deep relationship with the Vaishnavas. That will protect us. That will shelter us. You can feel it almost, that if you reveal your heart to a Vaishnava, they reveal their heart to you, you're bound together. And that binding together, can expand into, the whole unit of service, and fits that metaphor of the sticks perfectly. You're just bound with others, and there's no way you can break off, because you have such a wonderful thing. That's our protection in the connection with those who have the same ideal as us, who are pointing towards the directions of our gurus, and the necessity of serving and surrendering. That's our blessing that we have, the Vaishnavas, and those who are. Sometimes I'm amazed to see in devotees, they're just focused on service, and yet at the same time, hardly if ever do I see them, finding any fault in anyone, even though there's, unlimited faults to be seen. Like they said, there's so many doshas. Everybody's got, what did it just say? Everybody's got so many bad qualities, but Haridas didn't see any of them. Can't find it. 50 qualities of the Lord were present in his body. Okay. Okay, I guess we have to finish. We're going over time. So, oh, there you go. Yeah, it was just there. Number 62. He always accepted the good qualities and never found fault in them. He engaged his heart and soul only to satisfy the Vaishnavas. And in Srila Prabhupada's purport, he says the qualities of a Vaishnava is a dosha darshi, never sees faults. Of course, every human being has both good qualities and faults. Therefore, it is said, sajana gunam ichanti, dosham ichanti pamaraha. Everyone has a combination of faults and glories, but a Vaishnava, sober man, accepts only a man's glories and not his faults. For flies seek sores, whereas honeybees seek honey. Haridas Pandit never found fault with a Vaishnava, but considered only his good qualities. So yeah, he's just summarizing the beauty and the depth of a Vaishnava. It was the last verse that we did that I was talking about. I was thinking it was farther back. Okay, so I guess we have to stop here. The next couple of verses we'll talk about how Haridas Pandit was reading Chaitanya Mangala and what was his what was his experience, and what was the experience of Kaviraj Goswami in his inspiration to begin to write Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charja Maharaj ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswaramat Acharya Brinda ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswaramat Vaishnava Brinda ki jai, and Visva Vaishnava Brinda ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupada Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupada Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupada Srila Bhakti Raktak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupada Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Vipanga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Vishwabhavaranya Srila Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. I can't remember that next one. Glorifying the Vaishnavas. Swami Veda Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. There you go.